Hello, friends. Hello, foes. Hello, people who don't know me, like brand new beaux. Okay, all the geese are flying south in their beautiful V formation. I guess it's time to start. Move, leave where you have been to get to where you are going. This reading is about movement, but also especially about the transition of this time of year, this new moon, happy new moon, and where you might be transitioning. Also, I know I've been a little absent from the readings, but here I am now. It's so good to be back. And yeah. So first, went to pull one card. I have four. So from John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, we start with Material Harvest, which is great. It makes sense. Virgo season is the time to get your house in order. You know, Virgo season is a time of harvest. Virgo season is when you check out your stomach health and your cleanliness, right? Virgo season is when you get things together, but it's also the beginning of the harvest season, right? Physical, emotional, material, all of it. So it's also like strong. I feel like Mars and Libra energy is going to be present for this new moon and for this season. Now it's like the season of death, the season of celebration, and when we talk about harvest, right, what you've planted, you now see if you had enough to last you through the winter, historically, right? For you, for my collective, for we, this is the time where you're going to start to see financial gains, right? Mysterious material wealth and mysterious encounters, but material harvest because the work that you have done has led you to this point. So sort of like embrace that. Not to say it's the time to like give up and like completely rest or stop, but it is time to like actually take some time to reflect and see what you have created, the things that you've done that have brought you to this point. And I do think for many of you, there's going to be like bonuses, checks, surprise collaborations. Like some of you could reach new people that you never imagined or thought you could reach, but this is happening because you've done the work for your season for this year. And as we come to this real turning point in the year, be prepared to embrace a lot of gains. And to prepare yourself for that, you know, you have to let go of what doesn't belong in your life anymore. My throat is all froggy. Yeah. Ooh, confirmation, partnerships and alliances. Yeah, I definitely see that you're going to be coming into connection with a lot of people who can help you grow your dreams, your business, your work, your relationships. You're going to be coming just really basically into right relationship with all the right people. And it might even seem like, you know, you might get gifted things. You're going to have work that you wanted and that you've worked for. And I see that some of these partnerships and collaborations might almost feel too good to be true, or that old demon imposter syndrome might crop up. Do I deserve this? Did I earn this? Is this right for me? Yes. The answer is yes. Intuition. I love it. You're really being guided at this time to just trust your gut and trust your intuition. If something feels like it's your vision, then you're the one who can see it through. It doesn't matter if other people believe in it or support it. You simply need to believe in it yourself and just see it through. Your guides are heavily with you at this time. Also, this might be a very good time for divinatory works, for getting readings, for giving readings, for doing other forms of divination, for meditation, and get right with your intuition. And when you hear those subtle nudges from the universe, you know, move with them, flow with them. And we have truth. Remember that all that is done in the dark must eventually find the light. Now this truth card is interesting because this is also showing like a balance, like a scales. Remember I said like Libra energy is here. This gives me like an energy of justice, but an energy of like something working behind the scenes for you, right? Like your guides, your ancestors, like it's guides and ancestors, and I'm specifically seeing like perhaps like friends that have passed on, like people who are not family. This could be relationships, but just like people dear to you who have passed on, who are like really watching out for you from, you know, the other side, and who are just helping to like expose frauds and expose people who have thrown dirt on your name, and they're really working for you. Now with these scales, I'm also seeing the balance of Mat, and like this is the ancient Egyptian calendar new year, and so Mat, the energy of Mat is very heavy here now, and you know there is a judgment that is happening, and I think that you maybe underestimate how many heavy hitters you have working for you in the other realms. So don't fret, don't fear, and understand that the truth is coming to the light. This is the season for the truth to come to the light, and that can be scary a little bit sometimes. But that's why you have to trust your intuition. Trust that the work you have done, you know, has not been, you know, you're not forsaken, it's not forgotten, you know, it will be seen. And understand that when these truths come out, you are going to be ready for them. This is so interesting, but like it's showing me like there's like a couple like show episodes of Scandal. If you've watched Scandal, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, that's okay. But basically Olivia and Fitz, it's coming out like that there's like, you know, someone was like a whistleblower, and someone was like, Olivia and Fitz were together, and there's this whole thing of will they, won't me, and I'm seeing like will they or won't they, you know, tell the truth. And I'm seeing this scene of like Olivia going running or something, and everyone around her, all the cameras, and they're like, did you sleep with the president? And she just turns to the cameras and she just says like, yes. And then it just like sets her free, and it comes with a whole host of problems and everything, but like that's what she needed to do. And eventually like she had the support and moving forward to do that. She didn't die, you know, she didn't lose everything. So I'm feeling like for some of you this could be connected to some kind of inconvenient truths. Also this is connected to what's happening in like climate change in the world, but for some of you there's some kind of truth that might be like it might not be the most like halal or kosher truth, like, you know, like Olivia and Fitz, like he's married and he was like the president, but like their love was actually like the story in the end, right? Their love, even if it was like an infidelity or whatever. So I'm seeing like some of you might have like, I mean, we all have complicated truths, but I'm seeing for some of you there might be things that feel like almost an inconvenient truth, but there is some kind of truth that's gonna come out. You're being guided, you're being supported, and you have to actually own your truth in order to connect with the people you're meant to connect with, in order to shine the way that you're supposed to shine. Now I have a few cards here. We're gonna start with the Venerable Man. Yeah, the institutions of like banks and marriage and churches, and just like government things are like highly influencing some of your decisions at this time. You could be tuning into like a new mentor. You could be tuning into some type of new spiritual path or spiritual mentor. But all that stuff I said earlier about, you know, meditation, trusting your intuition, you know, it might take you on paths that you might not have expected, but really paths that you're meant to be on. And I just want to like show you something on this card here, because in this card too, people are like shying away from the light, some people, right? And that's how it is with the truth sometimes people shy away from it because it's shocking, and then they have to go and like spread the word. So don't worry about how people receive your message or your vision, just like that you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're doing it correctly and to the best of your ability, and the rest will find, you know, its way. Next we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Your money situation is going to change drastically. It is going to improve, and this person that I had mentioned before, like possibly a friend from the other side, or someone who's passed on is like heavily like working like with you to help bring you your coin. For some of you, this can be like, you know, an ancestor, but again, for some of you, I'm seeing like friend, lover, some kind of connection like this. And there's a person who's like, maybe they in their life had a position like as a banker or in some kind of institution, right? But they are going to be helping you financially. Like they had an experience, a wisdom, and a comfort in dealing with finances and stuff like that. So I feel like this is also like a sort of lineage clearing of like karmic debt, and also a lineage clearing of like not knowing how to maneuver funds, which is really exciting. Yeah. Oh, babe. And then we have the Six of Wands, okay, which is like being lauded for your achievements, like not only like success and winning, but people seeing you win, people celebrating your win, people speaking, you know, your name with honey on their tongue, people talking about you in a way that is uplifting, in a way that is wondrous, in a way that is fantastic. So I feel like, you know, it's a beautiful season. I do want to pull one more. I don't know why. That was a great message. 11. Ooh. Okay. We have the Lovers and then the Stars. I definitely feel like if there's the question of like your romantic connections and, you know, the love in your life, I do feel like these connections are also going to be strengthened, but also possibly tested, because you are in a position, and then 2 sparrows fly up just right in front of me. Okay, so you are going to be either strengthening a bond with your significant other or entering into a new agreement or a new start of a relationship with a person. Remember, collaborations has been highly highlighted here multiple times. What I'm saying is that they can be tested a bit, and things like this, because with the stars, the stars is interesting, right? The stars is about like shining, like, you know, being a star, being seen. But the thing about the stars is it's also this Aquarian energy, right? Of like, people use the word like eccentric or quirky because Aquarius energy is connected to like the technology, the collective, like, you know, you have to, okay, think about it like this. Like New York Fashion Week, you see somebody in a design that's like very outlandish, and like as an art, as fashion, it's incredible, but like this is not something that they could wear to like go every day on their errands, right? Like if a person for like who would shine in New York Fashion Week came to like your local convenience store or grocery store, people might point them out. People might say like, nah, that doesn't make sense. And again, and this has been a theme this week that I've been seeing come up, it's a story, the allegory, right? The myth, the telling of Noah's Ark, right? The whole time Noah got this vision from God, and it was like, build the ark. And he's building this ark, and all his neighbors, everyone in his community is just laughing at him. They're like, bruv, there's no rain. Okay, what are you doing? And he had to deal with that for like a year or 2 years or something. And then like it actually saved him and it brought him to a new world, which in my viewing this as an allegory or a myth, I will say, you know, he was able to go through an emotional shift, and he was able to sort of alchemize into a new reality, right? It was like a new earth after the flood, right? He was able to move into a different energetic reality. The thing, I'm saying all this because you and your connections, you're going to be seen, but when you're not seen in the right context, you might be ridiculed or, you know, pointed at. But that's because you and your significant other are meant to attract attention, because you're change makers, you're powerful people, you're alchemists. And so like when, like, for the Fashion Week situation, when you're at Fashion Week, this is so cute, when you're at Fashion Week, it makes sense. At the grocery store, it doesn't make sense. So understand that like you might have to leave behind certain people or environments because like they don't understand your potential, your presence, and your gifts. And that might not be the easiest thing, but it is going to be so worth it. It is so like beautiful. The Lovers and the Stars, like hello babes. And then yeah, we have courage. Have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to stand behind your visions. Have the courage to embrace what is, and what can be, because you deserve it. And the community deserves it. The world deserves it. You have to think, imagine if, like, you know, any famous designer or artist, right? Imagine if Beyonce was like singing, you know, her music, and her parents were like, you shouldn't be singing, you should be practicing math homework, go back to class. Like, look at how different the world is, because like Beyonce is Beyonce, okay? Be Beyonce. Be yourself. And yeah, the Eight of Cups, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to be leaving some things behind, but it's okay, it's gonna be worth it. That's amazing too. You're not even gonna believe. I cut the deck, and I have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So this is just a further confirmation, right, about your relationships and your collaborations. You're equally yoked, babe. You're the yin and the yang. You and your person, you and your connections, they're gonna be like such a fulfillment, such a coming together, that it feels like destiny, right? It's meant to be. So, you know, when you have this opportunity to leave things behind, to move on, whatever the case may be, don't hesitate from it. And again, like, if you have to understand your environment and your context. There's that Einstein quote that I also just really want to share, because it's really relevant to this, and it's like about kind of equity versus equality. And it's like, you know, everyone is a genius, but if a fish spends its entire life trying to climb a tree, it will think that it's dumb. And there's a picture of like a fish and a giraffe and like the cartoon version of this, and like all these other things. Ugh, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Okay, I feel like really for some of you, you're really at the brink of something. Like you're really just like breaking out of your shell, moving through your cocoon. Like you're right close to being finished, right, and entering this whole new reality. And you're really being guided to not give up, right? To not give up. Like, so many people, nameless, countless people in our world and throughout time have not I have to go, have not reached, you know, their destiny, and it's just been passed down, or they've been reincarnated, you know, through their generations, through their lineage. And then you get these sort of lineage blockages of like resentment and like rage, because like one person 6 generations ago wasn't the opera singer that they dreamed of being, because someone told them not to be. And that's like very strange and specific, but like, you need to actually show up as yourself, even if everyone in your environment doesn't believe you. Think about that Noah's Ark story, if it will help you, right? This man had a vision and a message, and everyone around him was straight up telling him he was like a loser and a crazy man. And he didn't listen to them, because he knew that he was given this like divine gift, this divine assignment. What is your divine assignment? And if you're watching this, I have a feeling you already know. Your intuition has already showed you. You may already be well on the path of being there, right? So don't give up, stand your ground. And then we have throat chakra and wisdom, okay? Speak your truth, sing, make noise, hum, clear the energy of right here, clear the blockages, stay hydrated, drink water, say what needs to be said, okay? Because no one else has your perspective and your wisdom. And if you're just holding on to things and not saying what needs to be said, look, y'all got me acting up, then it's not, you're doing a disservice to yourself, to the community, and to the world, right? Because when we do speak our truth, when we do move with our vision, right, then things happen in balance for us. And that's how we should live in this world, in a state of balance. You cannot be in balance if you are not speaking your truth. You cannot be in balance if you see something, don't say something. You cannot be in balance if your dream is to play a triangle and make music playing a triangle, and instead you get a job in accounting. Now, one final message. This is so interesting. I turned to the side of me. Also, we have crown chakra with this message, and like the card that had pulled up when I was doing this reading, it's all orange, you know what I mean? Shout out to the creativity of the world with the sacral chakra, right? But as I looked over just now, all of the car seats have like, they're all Stitch. They're all Stitch, right? From Lilo and Stitch, right? And like Lilo and Stitch is the whole thing, like Ohana means family, okay? Do your environmental part, support Maui, support the, you know, indigenous people of Hawaii. But also like Stitch is like such a weird little freaking dude. He was an alien that was created to just cause havoc, right? He has a million arms, he just stands on his legs. And when Lilo's family meets him, like Lilo feels a kinship with him, and that was her partner. And everyone around them was like, dude, this is fucking weird. This isn't a dog, excuse me. Like, but actually they saved the planet together. Okay? Like, it's that serious. New beginnings. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to shake things up. You weren't put on this earth to, you know, be like somebody else or follow a set path. You were put on this earth to follow your vision, your destiny, and to change the world by actually being yourself. So thank you for being here. I'm sending you besos.